Hi, I'm Judy Morano, and welcome to the show. Today I'm joined by Shannon Ferguson, who is the Operations Director at Brooke Farm Veterinary Center.
That's me.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
We
you
have
for
so much to
inviting
talk
me.
about. Oh,
We do.
we do. Okay, so why don't we talk a little bit about Brooke Farm first? How long have you been in the community? What do you offer there?
Of course.
Just put some groundwork out there.
So Dr. Knaus opened the practice in 1982, and we've been there ever since, so it's been some time. And we are a fully functioning veterinary center, so it's not just a hospital. So we have a boarding facility, both feline and canine. We have a full surgical suite, so we can do not just the spay and neuter, but dental procedures, soft tissue surgery, amputations when the need arises.
Emergencies.
Emergencies, for sure. And so beyond that, we do function as an emergency center. So we're open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays until 10 or 11 p.m. So we will actually see appointments up until then.
Wow. And you do just domestic animals?
We call it companion animal. They're companion animals. So felines, canines, but also we do rabbits and the smaller ones.
Snakes?
Snakes, not so much.
Oh, good.
Not so much. We'll send you to a very nice specialist for that. Very nice.
Okay. Yeah. That's fantastic. And so the reason I asked you to come today is because I know that you do some amazing things with kids, and part of what I like to show is some of the things that are going on in Putnam County that maybe people aren't aware of, and they're missing out on these great opportunities because nobody told them.
No one told them.
Right, this is the same old story. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I know that you do camp, but I want to talk first in general, what some of the programs that you run, and then we'll specifically talk about the camp that you run.
Yeah, of course. So we try to do an event at least every season. So you know, in the fall we do our rabies clinic. We'll actually host the rabies clinic for the Putnam County. We do a big bake sale. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people come by. I'm a very good baker. In the winter, we do pet pictures with Santa Paws, so free pictures for the community. They come in and they take a picture with our Santa, and they.
I just want to get back to it. The rabies clinic is to get the rabies shots?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
So Putnam County hosts rabies clinics throughout the year, and you know, each time they'll go to a different section of the county, so it's accessible, and they'll provide rabies vaccines at no charge.
Is there a huge rabies problem in the area?
Not so much a problem. It's not really diagnosed, but because the state of New York does require each companion animal be vaccinated for it, it's, you know, they try to make sure they're accessible.
Got it.
So
okay. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, of course. So they borrow our hospital for the day. Our staff volunteers their time. We administer the vaccines. And
that's terrific.
I know. And it's every year, every November.
Okay.
And then December, we do Santa Paws. That is probably, I mean, aside from summer camp, our biggest event. We'll get 200, 250 families who come in and take their picture with Santa and come and look at our workshop, if you will. And then in the spring, we do the 4-H Veterinary Center program.
Which is?
So the 4-H program out of Cornell asks local hospitals to spend some time with their students. And we teach them about being a veterinarian, about what it's like to work in a practice like ours.
Wow.
And so we do that for them actually in the fall as well.
How many kids come to a program like that?
Through the 4-H, we get about 12, and they're usually older, middle school, some are in high school.
Okay.
And actually through that program, a lot of them will join us afterwards and come in and join our regular volunteer program.
Okay.
So we have, I would call it rolling admissions for our volunteer program. And at any time, a student can, you know, say, I'd really like to join you, and they'll sign up. We'll have them in for some observation period, and they'll spend some time working with Dr. Knaus.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is a free service? I mean,
absolutely complimentary.
Wow.
I've got one student now, a young boy. He's in his teens, and he comes every single Wednesday, and he spends time in the exam rooms with Dr. Knaus, and he helps with puppy socialization if the need arises. And but it's you know, every single day you've got someone else who's interested, and that's what we're here for.
That's amazing. Do high schools know about this? I mean, do you advertise it through the high schools, or how do people know if your passion is animals? How do you know that you offer this volunteer program?
Through the website. There's some information on the website. They would really go there for most of the information. However, through the local high schools, we have found a lot of interns, kids who are getting ready to graduate and are already accepted into vet tech programs. They'll come and spend summers with us. I've got 2 interns now that are here for vet tech internships, just between schooling.
Wow. And your website address? You just mentioned your website, but you didn't give your address.
Of course.
So could you do
It's
that for me?
brookfarmveterinarycenter.com. We did shorten it. You can get to it from bfvc.co. And that'll get you all the good stuff.
Well, that's amazing. See, I learned something too because I had no idea. What a great opportunity
Yeah.
for kids who don't really know what they want to pursue.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing, and they come back year after year, and it's great to see.
Have any of your interns gone on to veterinary school?
They have. They have. We have actually, her name is Sarah, and she worked with us. She was a attendant in our lodging facility. She did some animal care work. She did some veterinary assistant work, and she is in her final year of veterinary school now.
Wow.
She actually just did an externship with us so that she could still spend some time with Dr. Knaus.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah,
That's
we're very,
huge.
very proud of her.
You're molding young minds
We
as
are.
you. That is
We
amazing.
are. And that's what's really important about the community is it's not just adults that we're looking for. The kids are important because they're the next generation of pet owners.
Right. And a lot of them, they hear things, but they're not really sure. The only way you're going to know what you want to do is if you jump in and try it.
Yes.
And I feel like that's a great opportunity to do that because you can say, I want to be a vet, and you can get there for one day and go, yeah, not for me.
That's true.
And it's good to know that before you apply to vet school or before you apply to be a vet tech, it's such a great
Yes.
opportunity to kind of get a heads up, you know. And hopefully hopefully they'll leave saying, oh my God, this was wonderful.
Yes.
But I think it's a great opportunity.
It is. And that's why we do the volunteer program throughout the year because some of these children, they'll be great for a week of vet camp and then they won't think about it. And then, you know, what happens then?
Right.
If it's something they still want to pursue, they should have that opportunity.
Right, right. So I want to talk a little bit about camp. I mean,
Sure.
camp, that's really what interested me. And when I spoke with Evan about camp, he was like, oh, this is a great program. So what made you start a camp? That's a huge undertaking.
It was a huge undertaking. We started it 3 years ago. This is our third year. And the first time we decided we were going to do just 1 week of camp. That was it. We hadn't made any decisions yet. And we just kind of put some feelers out into the community.
Baby steps.
Yes. And said, like, you know, would you be interested in doing this? And we got such positive feedback that we had to rethink everything. We had to make it bigger.
Of course.
We had to make it bigger. So we decided to do camp because we had so many people who said, well, my daughter wants to be a vet. And Dr. Knaus, if you ask him, he'll tell you that at 8 years old, he knew he wanted to be a vet.
Okay.
And it hasn't changed since then.
Okay.
And so if these kids are ready to pursue that, that should
Why
be
not
there.
give them? So what is the age level for the camp?
We have it right now at 7 to 11, though we're flexible.
Okay. They have to be able to read.
They
Is that,
yes, they have to well and read and you know and feel comfortable being away from mom or dad for the day.
right. And is it a full day?
It is a 3-hour period, so we split it into 2 sessions.
Okay.
Again, to make it more available to the community. So we have from, let's see, 9:30 to about 12:30 is our first session, and that's 12 students. And then 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock is the second session, another 12.
Wow.
And there's 2 weeks, so I have a total of 48 students each year.
Wow. That's huge.
Yes, it's huge. And we're still, during that time, a fully operational hospital. So we're still seeing appointments.
So you have staff who's just devoted to camp
we
for
do,
those?
Yes, we do. And actually all of our staff volunteers. So on their days off from work, they're still choosing to come in and volunteer for camp hours.
Wow. That speaks very highly of the business itself that they want to come
we care
back.
about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just a gimmick for us.
No, it's a family.
The community is what matters.
Right,
And our community
right.
reaches way beyond the walls of Brooke Farm.
I think that's amazing. Okay, so tell me, if I was a kid at 9, what does my 3 hours look like?
Well, you are going to start with a tour of the hospital because you should know where you're headed. And that's everything. There are no holds barred. There are no doors that say don't go beyond this area.
Okay.
This hospital is your hospital now. Once that is done, you're probably going to do some rounds with the doctor, see what kind of patients we have, what treatments we're doing, and what needs to be administered. And then
Are they
from
going
there-
individually or are they going as a group?
as a group?
As a group.
As a
Okay.
group, yep. And don't think we take it easy on them. There is a workbook, and they must complete it.
Okay, so what is in said workbook?
So the workbook kind of includes the things that we're going to go over, the things that you should take home and teach to your friends, teach to your family. You know, we play a game about pet poisons, and they write down all the poisons that we discuss and
That's
whether they
terrific.
really are truly poisonous or whether it's something that your pet can consume with some modicum of safety.
Okay.
And you know, it just requires that they really engage with the material. It's not just a camp that you're going to look at. We want you to feel like when you leave, you earned your junior vet degree.
Wow. Wow. So is every day the same, or is every day different?
Every day is different.
Okay.
Every day is different, and it's very hands-on. So we might have you do some x-rays. I may or may not have put a few items inside some stuffed animals so that these kids could learn very easily how to do an x-ray. And they're able to view that picture, and they're able to see, like, you know, what is going on inside of this dog, because when we're taking an x-ray, that's what we're thinking.
Right. Oh, that's terrific.
It is a lot of fun.
Wow, yeah.
It made me hone my sewing skills.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, so besides x-ray, being with a doctor, what else do they do?
They are learning about wildlife safety in interacting with the wildlife in our area, what is safe to do, what isn't safe to do, who to call in certain situations, how to react if your pet is in an actual emergency at home.
Wow. I wish I had that knowledge.
That is it's a good
No, I call Brooke
observation.
Farm and I go,
You could
"Help!"
call Brooke Farm. You could call Brooke Farm. When I get an adult program together, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But it requires that they put a lot of effort in, and they love it. You know,
Yeah.
we've got kids that will, I've got 4 students this year who have been here all 3 years.
Wow.
Who
Wow.
just
So do you
choose to
change
come
it up
back.
every year a
We
little
do.
bit just
Yep.
to kind of...
We do, just to make sure that they're getting the most out of the program.
Wow. All right. So this runs in what time of year? This runs in the summer.
It runs in the summer, historically the last 2 weeks of July, so we are getting started on Monday.
Okay. Perfect timing.
It's perfect timing.
And then, so as a parent, when do I need to know about this?
Well, let's see. I mean, at any time you can call and say, I would like to be put on your list. At any
Okay.
time during the year. Hey,
Okay.
I heard about your summer camp program. I want to know about it.
Okay.
So starting in probably November, I have a list of people who are interested.
Okay.
And that list grows throughout the year. And then in, let's say, March, we hammer out our dates. We make sure that those 2 weeks will still work for us. And we'll send out those feelers to the people on our list
Okay.
that say we're thinking about doing the last 2 weeks in July. Is it still something you're interested in? And that's when we start our pre-alert program.
Okay.
And when we finally open up reservations in April, first week of April, everybody's ready.
And it...
Just like that. We opened it up and it filled pretty quickly.
That's great.
Which is great, because the first year we did it, I have to tell you, we were so nervous.
That's always your biggest fear, though.
It's always
you spend
your
all
biggest
this
fear.
time planning and nobody shows up.
Exactly.
We've been through events like that has happened. So yeah, that's very
And
stressful.
especially, it's the first thing like it in the area. At
Right.
least.
I was going to say there's nothing else around.
Yes,
that-
we've seen some programs out in California, and we didn't even think to look for those programs until our second year. So really, we were running blind. And
so you reinvented the wheel.
Yes. Yes. We reinvented the wheel, and it was just, I can't tell you how proud I was that first day of camp, that first year, just to see the excitement in the staff, in the students, everything about it.
That's great. Yeah, and I was going to say there's nothing in the area like this.
No. No. There's the 4-H camp. It does run, it's once weekly for a couple of weeks. But this is truly immersive.
This is truly hands-on, roll up your sleeves kind of stuff.
Yes.
Wow. I wish I would have known this when my kids were young.
I could take you. Come on. It'll be fine.
I could get small. I could be small for a little
Yes.
while. That's terrific. And obviously reviews, very positive. Parents love it.
Very positive.
Good.
Very positive. The parents, I think they like seeing the workbook. They like seeing those kids.
That they're coming out with something.
Come
'Cause
out
I
with
think that,
something.
tends in the summer our children's brains tend to shrink just a little bit.
A little bit.
And I think it's nice that they're actually learning while they're having fun.
Yes.
There's a real pleasure for me as an educator to combine those two seamlessly, so kids don't even realize they're
That it's
learning when
happening,
they're
yes.
learning, and they walk away with this knowledge and fun at the same time. You can't ask for anything better than that.
Yes. That's what we aim for in everything that we do.
Yeah.
Client education has always been a big deal at Brooke Farm, and really community education. If I teach you how to avoid a problem,
Right.
then I'm not seeing you for that emergency visit at 9 p.m.
Right.
That's, really put a stick in your plans or a hassle on your family.
Right.
And
Or additional stress that we just don't need.
Exactly, that you're just
Right.
not planning for.
Right.
And the more we can teach the community, and that's starting with the younger generation, the better pet owners they'll be.
Right. And what do they say about owning a pet makes you a kinder and gentler person?
A gentler person.
Yeah. Yeah, I firmly believe that.
Yes, so do I.
Yeah, that is wonderful. Well, camp sounds fabulous. Like I said, I wish I would have known years ago. This would have been great.
It's not too late.
It's never too late. I want to spend a little time talking about pet care, just general pet care. It
Sure.
is the summer. The weather is hot.
It is hot.
Just you were talking about educating people, some general knowledge on just stuff that maybe would help people not make that emergency vet call. And I think now's a great time to talk about it. So let's start with our four-legged furry dog friends.
Our dog friends, yes. Our dog friends tend to be the bigger issue in the summer, mostly because dogs are outside, admittedly, more than most cats. And dogs, a lot of issues come up, the biggest being the car.
Right.
Even on a day that it is 70 out and it's overcast, a little bit like today. It's not particularly sunny, but it's humid.
Yeah.
That car is going to get hot so incredibly fast. And the danger is really and truly there. We've seen it, and it's heartbreaking. It's not a situation that any owner intends to put
I was
their
going to
pet
say,
in.
it's never going to be an intentional thing. And if it is an
Never.
intentional thing, then they do not deserve a pet. But that's a
Yes.
whole other issue.
I'm just going to run into the grocery store on my way home, and the dog's in the car. It's fine. It should only be 15 minutes.
Right.
Well, 15 minutes very easily becomes 20 because you ran into your neighbor.
Right.
Or, you're in the line at the deli, and now you're at 30.
Right.
And that time is crucial. It's crucial. And once they reach that, that internal temperature, 106, 107 degrees, it's really, really hard to get them back from that. And the danger is truly, truly incredible.
And actually, I was having a discussion with somebody from the SPCA.
Yes.
And they were saying there is a hotline you can call. If you ever see an animal in a car, there is a hotline. Hopefully we'll get that number up for you. The SPCA, and they come out and they will actually, you can call them and they will take care of the animal. If you ever see an animal in a car, you don't want to walk by and say, oh, the owner will be right back.
It's probably fine, yes.
Right, you never want to say it's probably fine because that could be the difference between saving an animal or not.
Truly. And the SPCA will do it. Even the local police will come out and remove that dog from the car.
Good to know.
The situation it could be dire, and no one is willing to risk it.
Okay, good to know. Now, as far as just outdoor activity, I know my dog, it gets humid out, he looks at me and says, yeah, maybe it's too hot for me.
Maybe it's too hot for me. Same, I have a Mastiff. Too hot is too hot for her. But outdoor activity, it's important, making sure your pet gets exercise and, is getting the enrichment that they need, that they're not going to see in front of the TV at home, just like our kids. But, it's the safety precautions are bigger in the summer.
Okay.
If you can't safely put the backside of your hand down on on asphalt for 5 seconds, and you really have to count it, don't sneak around it, 5 seconds, your pet can't walk on that.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, it is as sensitive as the backside of your hand, which, you've seen it. It's a sensitive area.
Right.
It sunburns easily.
Right.
But those paws will actually crack open. They will physically burn like a human skin would.
Wow.
They'll blister. So little booties, they're adorable and they're fun to laugh at, but they are so, so important.
Or grassy areas.
Grassy areas as well. And that goes for the beach. You bring your dog to the beach.
I've had
hot sand.
I've had trouble walking on hot sand. I
Yes.
can only imagine their poor paws.
That little fleeing that you do down to get to the water.
Right,
Their
right.
poor paws.
Yeah.
So careful of those paws.
Okay.
And the nose. The nose is sensitive too.
Okay.
A dog's nose will actually sunburn. Yes.
Do they make sunscreen for dogs?
Not really, but they do make several different items. Like I use a foo stick on my pet, so I cover her nose and on her paw pads, and it stops them from getting chapped or from blistered when we're out.
Okay.
But that nose will get sunburned. You've got those noses that are pink or red on those dog breeds. Those are very easily
Also,
gonna
animals that
burn.
don't have a lot of fur on their bellies, I know their bellies can get sunburned
Their
as well.
bellies will get sunburned, yes. And actually, pets with light-colored fur, white hair, really light tan, the sun's rays will actually get through that hair very quickly. Their back will burn, even under all of that hair.
Wow.
So, people who, shave their pets during the summer, to keep them cool, it will keep them cool in some way, but really their fur is built to be breathable.
Is
but it's built to be protection
Okay.
because the sun's rays will be damaging.
And I know, I'm going to learn here too. When dogs are panting, it means they're too hot?
It does. So dogs don't physically sweat like humans do.
Lucky them.
I know. But the drool,
Yeah.
So the panting helps them regulate their body temperature. So when they're very heavily panting, beyond not getting enough oxygen, it is showing you that their internal temperature is much too high.
So you remove them, bring them to someplace cool?
We do. So it's not quite as much like humans. So with humans, you have to worry about cooling them down too fast. With dogs, you just want to lower that temperature as quick as you can.
Okay.
So you can, specifically you want to put them in not in very cold water, but put very cold water around their neck, down along their chest, and on all of their paw pads, if you would believe it. It's very, very important to put water or even
it's like
rubbing
putting water
alcohol.
on your wrists when you're
yes,
hot.
on your on your pressure points.
Yeah.
But rubbing alcohol, putting it on their paw pads,
Okay.
and then letting it evaporate, that will cool them down.
And knowing the difference between panting if they're nervous versus panting when they're hot.
Yes, panting when they're hot it's very dry panting. Panting when they're nervous tends to get a lot of drool.
Got it.
Tends to get a lot of saliva.
Great.
Panting when they're hot, they're very dried out.
Perfect. So those are all really good things. And obviously having water out for your dog.
Water out for your dog, cold water. You can put a couple of ice cubes in there. They'll love it.
But don't give a dog ice cubes.
Don't give a dog ice cubes because it can be a choking hazard, but put it in there, let it melt, let it stay cold throughout the day.
Perfect.
It's important.
Now what about our cat friends? I mean, people have cats that are outside.
This is true. Our cat friends, they get hot. Especially those long-haired cats, they're going to get hot. Any time that you see a cat open mouth breathing, so panting like a dog would, you have a very serious situation.
Okay.
Because they do not want to keep their mouth open. That is not, they're
not
not
normal.
smiling at you. They're not panting because they've just had a good time like your dog would.
Right.
If they're open mouth breathing, they're in distress.
Okay.
You should call your doctor.
Okay, terrific. And cats too, again, you can cool them down with some water and some...
Cool them down with the water, especially on those paws. I know they don't want it. You got to do it.
Okay. Great. And the other thing you mentioned that I kind of want to just,
Yeah,
there's
of course.
a lot of, I think, misnomers about what animals can and cannot eat. This is the time where animals are going to barbecues, they're following their owners, there's stuff on the ground, there's stuff. Can you give me like a top 5 don't feed the dog?
Top 5 don't feed the dog. I'm going number 1 is chocolate, and we all know it.
Right.
But it is really and truly serious. It's not an old wives' tale. The caffeine in chocolate is very dangerous to their
It's the
system.
caffeine that's
It is,
dangerous.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why they say that the darker the chocolate, the higher the risk. So, dark chocolate is more of a risk than a white chocolate or a milk chocolate.
Okay.
But I would say next is grapes and plums and raisins.
Okay.
Most people do not realize that, but anything with a pit in it, there's actually trace amounts of cyanide. And it is not safe.
Plums, raisins, grapes.
Plums, raisins, grapes.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
raisins and grapes are the same.
They are, yes. To most people, I don't think they see it.
I see as one being a shriveled version of the other.
Yes. So, like you'll hear clients whose pets are on a diet. Happens. And they say, rather than giving cookies, I've been giving carrots and grapes. And you're like, oh, no.
I give carrots.
Carrots are
Carrots are good.
perfect.
Grapes are bad.
Grapes are
Okay,
bad.
number 3.
Number 3. This is kind of broad, but fatty foods. Table scraps that are high in fat.
Okay.
It is not necessarily a poison, but our pets are not equipped to break down that fat. And it will
Give me an
actually-
example. Steak?
Steaks.
That's a big barbecue thing. That's
a
what
big
I'm
barbecue
thinking.
thing.
Yeah.
And especially, I was doing it when I was younger. Now I work for a veterinarian. But, when you're cutting up your steak and you've got those pieces on the edge that are a little fatty,
That's you give them to the dog.
why can't my dog have these?
Right.
It'll be delicious.
Right.
It's a risk.
Okay.
Their body just doesn't break it down. It can lead to things like pancreatitis, which can be very dangerous.
Okay, number 4.
4. Let's go with, Tylenol and Advil.
Okay.
Tylenol and Advil. You see your dog, your aches and pains. why don't I just give them an aspirin or an Advil or, you know.
Right. People medicine are not pet medicine.
People medicine are not pet medicine.
Yep.
Again, their body just can't do it.
Okay.
And it is very, very risky, and all it takes is a small dose. Always call your doctor. If you feel that your pet's in pain, we can prescribe something that they'll be able to handle much more effectively.
Okay. And if you had one more choice, what would it be?
One more choice? Let's see. What have I seen recently? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to go with onions and garlic.
I'm thinking that burger with the onions on it. We throw it on the ground when we don't want it.
Again, it's something that you're going to see during the summer.
The summer, yeah.
You know, garlic on everything. That's where I'm from. But those onions and that garlic, it takes a higher dose. It's not like something with, you know.
Okay,
yeah,
not the same as having a piece of chocolate.
It takes a lot, but you want to be careful.
But I feel like those are summer
onions.
things.
They are. They come up a lot in the summer. That's
Yeah.
what made me think of it.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't matter if they're cooked or uncooked. Same risk.
Same risk.
Okay. So you don't want to give the sausage that has the garlic in it.
Not the
That's not a
sausage.
good idea.
Plus, there is an incredible amount of fat in a sausage link.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's terrific. And cats? Any issues with cats? Anything that's on the top 3 poisons for cats? Or are they the same as the dogs?
Same as dogs. Their bodies just aren't equipped for it. If I see a toxicity in a cat, it's usually medication related.
Okay.
You know,
Well,
things
cats
like
tend
that.
not to eat what they...
Yes.
You're not going to throw a burger to a cat and say, here,
Yes.
go to it.
But pancreatitis in cats, so feeding them the table scraps, the things that they are picking off your plate, it could get there. It could be bad.
Growing up, I had a cat that loved tomato sauce. Is that bad?
Tomatoes, well, they are technically a nightshade,
Uh-huh.
and so you want to be careful. The pizza sauce and that, the pizza crust.
He was an Italian cat. He'd like the tomato
Italians,
sauce.
I got it. It's like potatoes in my Irish family.
That's it. Same thing. We stay away from all that stuff. So you really have to think before you just don't just think, oh, this is going to be fine.
That this is a one-time thing because especially during those cookouts.
Well,
if
that's
you
exactly what I
give,
was thinking.
you
Yeah.
know, Fluffy, one of your sausage links, and 4 other people have given him 2 of theirs.
Yeah.
Fluffy's going to have a stomachache tomorrow.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, I learned so much. This is fabulous. I am so glad that you joined us because
you.
I learned about camp. I learned about dog safety, cat safety. All of this stuff is just, we've got to keep our furry friends happy.
This is true. Happy
They
and
are
healthy.
They are truly part of our families, and we don't want anyone to put them at risk. So great information. Again, your website is?
It's brookfarmveterinarycenter.com.
Okay.
And we have an online library, so things that you're concerned about, things that can cause your pet harm. We try and go over all of it. We post blog posts every week.
Great.
We're making sure we've got our finger on the pulse of what's going on around here.
Excellent. Well, Shannon, it was wonderful to talk with you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Judy.
for coming. And again, if you've got pets, be aware and keep them safe, and keep them safe this summer, and enjoy. Thank you so much.